So we can have a presentation by CEO first. We get an overview of our accomplishments, our achievements for the year. And then we'll proceed with the official business, which is the annual meeting. And a small break. After that, we're going to have our guest speaker, Glenn Sutton. We're going to talk about scenarios of the global economy. Our CEO and chairman of Annual Goal, the largest gold producer in the world at the time, voted by leading South African CEOs as a speaker who has made this significant contribution to and impact on best practice and business in South Africa. So I hope all of you will be staying for this most interesting talk by Glenn Sutton, and after that we're going to have a networking cocktail. So I will talk to Jim.
I will repeat David's welcome and say it's nice to see so many of you here. This is your organisation, and it's nice to see so many people supporting it. And I just want to take you through some of the highlights of the last 12 months and to tell you where we're planning to go over the next 12 months. But first of all, let's start with the really good news, which is we produced our first fully integrated annual report this year. I'd like to thank Amrish and the team, and Sanju, who's here from Ecological Living in Action, for helping us to complete our sustainability footprint, ecological footprint, and to produce this first integrated report. We're only the second company in Mauritius, I think, to have produced one so far. I think Omnicane was the first, but I think it's a growing trend. It was an interesting experience. It's made us think very hard about everything that we purchase now, and of course our report itself is in recycled paper. We applied for GRI certification, and we've just been awarded level 3, 1, which is the first step, and we hope to build on that from now on. During the year, we took the time with the board to do a strategy offsite and to look at the challenges and the critical issues for the MIOD going forward. And we identified these as the main challenges: assuring. I'm going to run out of electricity if somebody can't plug me in. We're looking at assuring the long-term sustainability of the Institute, establishing the legitimacy of the MIOD, how to attract non-directors, because there is a perception, obviously, that as an Institute of Directors, you have to be a director to be a member, and we're looking to nurture the next generation of directors as well. How can we attract the younger generation who see a big gap between this organisation and their aspirations? And how can we also attract more members from the public sector, as well as seasoned directors who perhaps have been sitting on boards for a long time and find it, maybe don't see the utility, the usefulness of being a member of the MIOD. And then how can we maintain our existing founders and patrons and gain new patrons going forward to ensure funding? So these were the issues that we addressed. As a result of that, we tweaked our vision to be the preferred professional organisation for directors and aspiring directors, as well as business leaders, young professionals, providing a forum to learn, share and develop. And that's really what we're trying to do. And we also revised our mission statement so that we are now here to champion best business practices and effective corporate governance, supporting Mauritius as a regional leader, and to be the voice of directors through training and certification programs, workshops, networking events, advocacy, research, and thought leadership, reaching out to both the private and the public sectors. So you can see how we've restated our mission. And in response to this, our strategy going forward is to look at responding to our members' needs and providing clear benefits for each category of membership, remaining relevant through regular stakeholder engagement, ensuring we're accessible and affordable, and that the fee to join the MIOD or to attend one of our workshops is not an obstacle, nurturing the next generation of directors and those behind, widening the scope of our services beyond corporate governance, which is what we're being asked to do, to differentiate the IMD from other professional organisations through our area of focus and specialisation, corporate governance, best business practices, leadership and professional development. We're just trying to find the plug so I don't run out of juice. quality and sustained focus of our training and education. We want to be a role model, and producing our first integrated report was part of that. Becoming a credible and recognised voice for directors and supporting Mauritius as a regional leader. So this is our strategy. Obviously there's a lot of emphasis on membership growth because we're still a very young organisation, and here you can see the growth in membership since we started in 2008. My laptop's just gone. I'm sorry about this. We will try. Can you come and help me? I will keep talking and I will use the annual report. So, membership has grown, as you can see. We are now reaching nearly 900 members, and I think we will reach the 1,000 mark next year, which will be the cause, I'm sure, for another event. We've looked at the gender distribution of our membership, and we have roughly 1/3 of our members are female, 2/3 are male, and we have roughly a 40 split of fellows, 40 split of members, and then a very small number of associates. We tried hard in the last year to grow the associate category. We haven't been very successful so far, and we're looking at revising the package of benefits for associate members to try and attract the younger group. I think I'm going to get my presentation back in a minute. There we go. We got that one here. I'm going to carry on while they get the screen. Our retention rate is actually 91%, which means that since the very beginning of the Institute's organisation and its setting up in 2008, we've lost 9% of our members over that period of time. The vast majority have left because they've moved overseas, some have retired and are no longer active, and others because they have not a lot of good health. We've got very, very few members who've left because they're not interested in what we're doing, or they don't think that we're providing value. I've got a load of technicians here. In terms of I'll speak into this here. In terms of membership by sector, you will see from the annual report that in fact we cover just about all sectors, but obviously the highest number of our members come from the financial services sector, which is probably what you would expect, and also from the business and professional services sector. But here we are back on again. You will see that we've also got quite a few from, obviously this is multi-sector, these are the large groups, we've got quite a few from wholesale and retail, and also from manufacturing. So a widespread impact of membership, but obviously a lot from financial services sector where it's highly regulated. Increase in membership, as you can see, we're reaching 900 members right now. Target for the end of this financial year is 1,050. And our membership fees, although they went up by 5% in July, still remain extremely modest. And that is part of the strategy. As long as we have the support of our founders and patrons, we can keep those fees as low as possible to encourage membership. We reintroduced our membership card this year, and this is an opportunity to say thank you to all these partners who are part of our membership program, and they offer discounts on products and services to our members. And links with other IODs have been increased this year. We've got links now with Brazil, but also with Zimbabwe. And we will have a whole host of other African IODs coming on board with links very shortly, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Our members continue to receive our quarterly newsletter, and we've become more present on social media. So we're now on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, on our LinkedIn group, and on our website. And this is something that I think you'll see more of. I suppose the highlight of the year was also celebrating our 5th anniversary. And I think for those of you who came to that, it was a very memorable event at Amsterdam. And it was the opportunity to say thank you to our founders and patrons at that event, but also to the NCCG who were instrumental in setting up the MIOD 5 years ago. My laptop's gone again. This is not my doing. I think there's a problem maybe with the plug down here. We'll try again. So I will tell you what I have to say now from memory. We'll try one more time. 5th anniversary was also a watershed in the sense that it was the end of the agreement that we had with our founders and patrons for 5-year funding. And so it was a critical time for us looking ahead. I visited all our founders and patrons, and I'm really pleased to say that 90% of them have signed up for another 5 years. And I would like to say thank you to all of them who are here, and all of them that you see on these banners. The others, some of them have not yet responded or are in the process of responding. But I think that was a big sign of trust and commitment to the MIOD to continue for another 5 years. So all the projects and plans that we have in place for our strategy, the funding is therefore assured. In terms of the new events we're going to look forward to this year, we're obviously going to continue to grow our membership. That's a very key and fundamental objective for us. In terms of our training and events, we ran 43 public workshops last year, and we trained over 1,200 participants. And I'd like to say thank you to some of the trainers and facilitators and speakers who are in this room who've helped us with those training workshops. We're planning now for 2014, but probably a similar program, diversifying a little bit, enriching a little bit, and reaching out this time into thought leadership. We will be starting a program in November this year with the help of Tomorrow Today, a South African company also based in the UK, on thought leadership. It's a 5-module leadership program, and there'll be more about that, but it's really about nurturing and developing the leaders of tomorrow, but today. And you'll be receiving probably next week some more information on that. We've also started at the beginning of this year with an audit committee forum, which is sponsored by KPMG. And the idea behind the Audit Committee Forum is to really help and build capacity for audit committees in Mauritius. We've got a panel of contributors set up. They are from some of the key audit committees in the private sector and the public sector in Mauritius. And they're working to producing guidelines for audit committees in Mauritius and also for training audit committees in Mauritius. In the same vein, our Directors Forum, which was set up just about 18 months ago, which provides an advisory council to the MIOD, has already published during the course of this year a best practice guideline for the appointment of directors, and it's currently working on an ethics guide for boards, which we hope will be published within the next few months. In terms of the other items that we're looking at this year, we're also looking at setting up a research unit, and with that research unit, looking at research into boards in Mauritius, their composition, how often they meet, basic information on boards in Mauritius, as well as doing a baseline study on business ethics. So these are things that are in the pipeline and that we're working towards. Obviously, the big event for us this year is going to be the conference. You've all got a copy of the program. We still have some seats left, so if you're interested in booking for the conference, please book soon. There aren't many seats left, but there are some seats left. We have about 70 participants so far from overseas. obviously mainly from Africa, but from different parts of the world, with a wonderful, I think, program of speakers. We will also this year be launching, and the MIOD has been spearheading the setting up of an African corporate governance network. And with the African Corporate Governance Network, we're going to be launching this network on the 16th of October, the day before the conference. We have 12 institutes of directors from all over Africa who are coming together to form this network for the very first time. It's being sponsored by the International Finance Corporation, and the prime objective is to build corporate governance in Africa. With the growth that's going to take place in Africa, it's really important to ensure that there is a strong foundation of corporate governance in Africa, and that the growth and development that takes place in Africa benefits Africans. So how are we going to do that? And of course our conference the next 2 days is a follow-on of that, the roadmap for sustainability. What is this roadmap going to look like for Africa? So that's going to be the big thing coming up in October. And I think that I'm going to finish there. I would just like to finish with two things. One, I would like to say a big thank you to my team. We're a very small team at the MIOD. We have grown this year exponentially. Rizwana came on board last October as our membership and marketing officer, and Amrish Maharaj joined us in March as our executive secretary. And they have fitted in extremely well into the team. So the team is now a total of 6. Samira has joined us temporarily to help us with the conference. But I think that for the amount of work that they achieve, I think that they do a fantastic job. As you can see, they're still trying to fix the IT now. So I'd like you to give them a big round of applause for me. I would also like to say a big thank you to the outgoing board. They all work pro bono. They work incredibly hard to support the MIOD in everything that we do, recruiting members, encouraging facilitators and speakers and all sorts of other things that they do, as well as attending the board meetings and the various committee meetings. We're going to lose 3 of the stalwarts this year because it will be the end of their 5-year term of office. So George Langshing, Deva Arugam and Danielle, who've been on the board for 5 years since the inception, will be stepping down. And we will miss your wisdom and your expertise. On my behalf, I say thank you. I thank all the members of the board for the work that they've done, and I look forward to working with the new board next year. Thank you very much.